guess a kind of Halloween theme here. I think we're gonna have to have a dance off here. So, do we have any dancers out there?
You just have to do it.
How about this butterfly? Come on up. So, let's just stand over this side. We're gonna do some static electricity here. So, what we're gonna do, we are not going to dance because I have no dance moves. So, we're gonna try and use this balloon to make a ghost dance. So, can you see if we can do anything with it? So, that's because both of them are positively charged. What we need to do is take some electrons from your hair, transfer it to the balloon, yes. And then these will be negative, these will be positive, and yeah. Okay, we're just gonna do this. What you need to grab the balloon, get a good hold of the balloon, okay, and rub it on your hair. And then hold it here, your wings goes. Ooh, yeah. Wow. Whoa, mine aren't. Okay, we gotta use your electrons. Hi-ya. Ooh, look at that. Ha. Oh, hey, I stole your guy. Okay, here, can we make him? Let's see if we can make him. Oh, he's spinning. He's doing the monster walk. Yeah. Okay. We need some Halloween music. Oh, Halloween music. Okay. Okay, thank you, Miss Butterfly. See, science is just fun. But, what's even more fun is chemical reactions. Everybody loves a chemical reaction. Because I see, we've got to get in here. Let's see what this is for. Okay, so, what we're going to do, we're going to see if we can make our pumpkin ooze. So, what kind of ooze do we need? Nathan, why don't you come up here? Okay, oh, because I have some H2O2 here, which is hydrogen peroxide. What I'm going to do, leave it there. Here, throw a squirt of one of that in there. And you can choose what color you want. Put a couple drops in there. And then stir. Because I have the catalyst here. See, H2O2 is an oxidizer. So, therefore, the catalyst here is going to decompose the H2O2. So it's going to, yeah, never mind. We're just going to do the experiment so you can see. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to put this in the pumpkin, or H2O2, if I can get it in there. Who's the color of your blood? Inside your blood, he says. But we must be careful. We need safety goggles. Do you have any? No. Okay. Too bad. You will not. But that's okay. What we're going to do?
Smart man.
It's a bad thing. Jeez, people. Okay, so ready on the count of 3. I'm going to dump this in. Let's see if it works. Ready? 1, 2,
3.
No. Is it doing anything? No.
I know a little bit.
Oh. Well, it's kind of oozing on the inside. Oh. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Although I do have safety goggles, so I would be okay. But he did not, and I was sad. So I'll let you take your seat again. See, no, isn't that? That is just so fun. Something's kind of going.
It's barfing.
Well, yeah, it is. Anyways, so we're just going to let it sit over here and booze for a little bit while we talk. One thing that's so cool about science is that I can try and tell you in words, okay, you'll get this chemical reaction, they're going to decompose stuff, and you guys all sit there looking and go, done. Exactly, yeah, you don't want to be in school, and sometimes it's just easier to do an experiment so you can see what's going on. It helps you understand. So Jesus, did he do science experiments? No, probably not. So, but he told parables. Can anyone tell me what a parable is? Anyone else? Do you know? So the cane kind of went up and no? Hang on, yeah, no, sure.
It's a parable. It's a story that he tells, but it's not actually real. But
Right. It's a story.
It's a story, but it's not real.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have to be real.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be made up. It can be real. But it's just a simple story that's going to illustrate some kind of a lesson. So, we're going to talk about a parable today that Jesus told. So, we're going to watch a quick video and see which parable he's talking about today. So, eyes on the screen, lights.
Jesus traveled around from one town and village to another. In each place, he preached the good news about the kingdom of God. Crowds of people came to listen to Jesus' teaching. One day, Jesus was sitting by the sea. So many people came to hear him that Jesus got into a boat and sat down to teach. The crowd stood on the shore to listen.
Jesus said, "A sower went out to plant seeds. As he was planting, some seeds fell along the path. Soon, the birds came up and ate up the seeds from the path. Other seeds fell on rocky ground where there wasn't much soil. The seeds sprouted quickly, but they did not have any roots because the soil was shallow. When the sun came up, the plants withered. Other seeds fell among the thorns. The thorns grew, and they stopped the seeds from growing. But some of the seeds fell on good ground. Those seeds grew and produced a crop, more than what was planted."
Then Jesus explained the parable to his disciples. He said, "Some people hear the truth about God's kingdom, but they don't understand it. The evil one comes and takes away what was planted in their hearts. Those people are like the seeds that fell on the path. Some people hear the truth about God's kingdom and they are happy to accept it. But when hard times come, they give up. Those people are like the seeds that fell on rocky ground."
Some people hear the truth about God's kingdom, but they worry about this life and they love money too much. The truth cannot grow. Those people are like the seeds that fell among thorns. But some people hear the truth about God's kingdom and they understand it. They accept the truth and it grows in their lives. Those people are like the seeds that fell on good ground. Those seeds produce a crop, more than what was planted.
Jesus is the sower who shared the truth about God's kingdom. His followers continue to share the truth today, and those who understand and accept the gospel become more like Jesus.
Do you think Jesus was trying to give these people a farming lesson? No, probably not. Right? He was trying to give an example to teach people about God and God's kingdom so they would understand what was going on. And he was saying stuff, he was talking about the farmer, the sower. He had seeds, and the seeds represent the truth about God. And then all the different types of soil are the people that you run into when you try and tell people about Jesus. So, if we have this, what would you think, which type of soil do you think this would be? A path, exactly. So our farmer's out there, he's throwing seeds. He's dropping seeds onto the path. What happened to the seeds?
They spilled.
They did spill. Yes, they got eaten by birds. Oh, and I do have a bird here. So, we have a bird here. He doesn't know how to fly very well. So we have a bird here. Let me try to get this again. Okay, and he's flying around and he's going, oh, seeds. Okay, so he's out there and he's picking up all the seeds and, caw, caw, just hear those sleigh bells jingle. Because, it could be a songbird. So, yeah, no. So, the bird can be the evil one, yes. So the bird eats all the seeds. So the person, what Jesus was saying that, I call this person the pack people. These pack people, the birds come and eat all the seeds because they do not believe. And it could be for a lot of reasons. Like some people, they just want to have nothing to do with religion. They're like, you try and tell them about Jesus, they're like, I'm done. I don't want to hear. Or they just don't understand. They're like, okay, Jesus is God and man, but he can only be one. But you say he was killed, but then God created they just go round and round. They just don't understand. So they don't have the faith that they need. We could run into people like this. Who might this be? What kind of path is this? Right, it's the rocky soil. I'm going to call this lady rock, and she's very heavy. I'm going to put her on the table. Anyways, so the farmer comes along and he's throwing some seeds on the rocks. And for this one,
If you throw seeds on your rocks, you're clearly stupid.
they just threw it on rocky soil. There just happen to be a lot of rocks on the soil. So for this person, their faith does grow a little bit, but because the rocks kind of get in the way, the roots can't grow down real deep. So they kind of spread on the top, so the faith kind of just perches on top. And it doesn't fall on the ground, but it actually perches on top of the rocks, is what I'm trying to say. Mr. Blue Shirt here, would you mind coming up? You are a storm of life, because when the storms of life come, can you give that thing a huff and a puff and see if you can blow it away? One more time, kind of from the side here.
There it goes.
Thank you. So when storms of life come, it blows the person's faith away. And we all know what storms are. Mom and dad are getting a divorce. And my best friend just moved away. And my pet died. Bad things are things that make you upset, things that make you sad. Just storms of life. It is. It's very dark. So the person's faith they just give up. They say, there can't be a God because God won't make me suffer if I believe. But we all know Jesus, when he was on earth, well, his life wasn't all that easy either. So there's no reason for us to believe that we're going to have a life that's just filled with rainbows and unicorns. It's going to be hard too. Oh. Then we could come across people like this. Who might this be? Right. This is Thorns. I'm going to call this Mr. Thorn. And I just put it down there. So with Mr. Thorn here, as the farmer's coming along and he's throwing seeds amongst the thorns, that person's faith does begin to grow. So we got a little bit that's trying to grow here, but there's so many thorns and stuff in the middle that it chokes out and it kills that person's faith. And the stuff that chokes it out is basically life. Because life people are like, oh, I want all the money in the world, I want to be famous, I want to have stuff. And there's nothing wrong with stuff, there's nothing wrong with being rich or famous. It's just when you have so much stuff going on that it takes over God. There leaves no room for God. So that chokes out that person's faith, so they're left with nothing. But then we got this and that. Who might this be?
The good rock.
Yes, the good soil. We'll just call him good dirt. So we got Mr. Good Dirt.
Is he sand?
He is singing. I feel like digging up in the dirt. Yeah, it's just growing up dirt, I guess, or picking up rocks. Anyways, so the farmer is out there, he's throwing seeds on the good dirt. And that person's faith grows. He gets this thing out. And he's got no rocks or no thorns in the way, so he can actually get, it's my Halloween tree.
It's Groot.
So he can actually grow a little bit deeper in, so he's kind of well grounded. Oh, Mr. Boucher, would you mind trying to blow him away? Do you want to try helping him? Yeah, you guys can both come up and try and blow him away. Don't blow him, stand away, man. Okay, both of you, huff and puff. Whoa. Good thing you're not the big bad wolf. Okay. Thank you. I'll let you guys take a seat. So with the storms of life come with this guy, with the good dirt person, his faith, it might get bent a little bit, it might, get a little bit wobbly, but he's still going to have faith because it's grounded, it's rooted. He's still going to be good because he believes. This person, he or she, believes. So they're going to be good.
But can you change soil?
Can you change soil? I believe so. I mean, I think when you're saved, you're always saved. When you have faith, sometimes it might waver, it might fail, you might get angry with God for a bit.
And then you go into the thorn.
But then you can come back. Yeah, you might go into the thorns. And hopefully, you should be able to get that back. God, when God saves you, He's gonna save you. You might be angry with Him, but you will come back. So, it's a good thing. So, with Jesus, do you think He actually went and planted some physical seeds out there in these different types of soils? No. He was just telling stories. That sounds bad. He was telling parables, which begs the question, the big picture question, why did Jesus tell parables? Wait, are we talking? Oh, yes, you? Okay? You. Yes, you again, yes.
He told them to teach a lesson, like if you were telling someone in like the real way, someone might be like, what? So then you tell her a story and one or the lessons you go back to the point.
Yes. You said you tell them a story because sometimes you don't get it, you don't understand it the real way. Or when you're trying to give words an exothermic reaction, you just don't get it. So if you tell a story, it makes it easier to understand. You show an experiment, it makes it easier to understand. So Jesus told parables to teach people about God and about His kingdom in an easier way. So you got to remember, when we're telling people about Jesus, there's going to be all kinds of people out there that we're going to meet. They're all going to react differently. And you're going to have people way on this end, like Miss Elizabeth, who she heard the word when she was 7. And she heard and she's like, I'm in, I get it, I understand, and she got saved at 7. Then you're going to have people on the far extreme, people like me. Never grew up in the church, didn't care for like 30 years. People tried to tell me about Jesus, I'm like, I'm done, I'm out, I don't care. So you're going to have people, yeah, I'm in, people that, no, I'm not, and then everyone else in between. But we don't know who we're going to be talking to, but we still got to try, because it might be that you talk to this person over here and they're like, leave me alone, I don't care. But next month, you or someone else talks to that same person, they're like, I think I'm ready to hear what they have to say this time. So we don't know, but we got to try. So, for the next few weeks, we will have a new key passage. So then we put that up on the screen and we'll see what we got this time. Okay, we got from Mark 6:34. Why don't we say that all together now? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
When Jesus saw a large crowd,
He had compassion on them, because they were sheep without a shepherd. So He began teaching them many things.